Now that we're deep into a buyer's market, you would think that that would have an effect on home prices. Well, at the end of August, the stats are telling us something different. We have a near record number of listings on the market and sales have dropped off a cliff. Is it maybe that the Kelowna area is in its own little bubble protected by major swings in the economy, keeping home prices high? Only time will tell us that, but in the meantime, let's see what happened in August. Let's start with the overall real estate market in the Kelowna area. These stats are as at the end of August 2024. It includes all residential property from single-family homes to condos, excluding vacant lots. So starting with sales are down almost 12% since this time last year. That's what these numbers will tell us. So we're at 317 sales across the whole Central Okanagan. Dollar volume, of course, is down as well. That sales are down almost the same amount, a little bit more actually. And we're at 257 million for sales volume. If we take sales volume, divide it by the number of sales, we get the average sale price across all residential property types. And that number is 810,000. Now for active listings, we're at 3,300 active listings just in the Central Okanagan alone. That's an increase of 41% over this time last year. And new listings that hit the market in August was 882, an increase of 12.5%. Now I put the little asterisk there because the number of new listings also counts as relisted properties. If properties are on the market for say 60 days, the listing gets canceled and gets relisted right away. That does count as a new listing, unfortunately. So this number might be a little bit skewed. The more important number, though, is the number of active listings. Now on to the single family home category. Now I will preface by saying I just have the single family home category in this video. Future videos in a week or two, every month, I'll do an update for the condo market and the townhouse market alone. So I think that's important to keep those separate, just for separate videos. If you aren't interested in those types of videos or the ones I have going on here, please hit the like button so this can go out to other people that might be interested in this as well. And hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on my future videos. And if you can't already tell, I am a real estate agent here in the Okanagan area, specifically in Kelowna. So if you are looking to move, buy, or sell here, there is a link down below in the description to book a one-on-one call with me there. Now, the single family home category price-wise has been hovering around the $1 million mark all year long, despite the increase in listings, despite the drop in sales. Homes are still, the benchmark price anyway, is still around the $1 million mark. And the benchmark price is what's considered the typical home in the area. You still can get a home in the Kelowna area for around $700,000-800,000, but gone are the days of the $400,000 or $500,000 single family home. Now, if we go back 30 months here to the peak of the market, which was just under $1.2 million in March of 2022. We've had about just under a 14% drop since then. But if we go back another 30 months here, this was a 66% increase from about August or September of 2019. So overall, even that home prices have dropped about 14%, prices are still relatively high. And where are prices sitting historically? So if we follow the red line here, we're back to about November 2021 pricing. So if you bought in this bubble here in 2021 and 2022, and you need to unfortunately sell already, you may be taking a loss. Now, in terms of home prices, historically, we're down about 5.3% over this time last year. And if you bought 3 years ago, you're at about pretty much the same price again, that November, October-ish. 2021, so a 2.2% increase since then. And if you happen to buy 5 years ago or earlier, you're sitting in the money. 5 years ago, the benchmark home price in the Central Okanagan was under $700,000. That's a 46.3% increase since just 5 years ago. Now, digging a little deeper into the single family home category, sales are down about 8% since this time last year. We had 152 single family homes in August, sales in August. The benchmark price, again, we're sitting at just over $1 million. That's down again about 5.3%. Now, the days to sell, again, I go over this in every single stats video because the days to sell that are advertised by our board is wrong. Now, the reason why this number is wrong is because properties, again, they get relisted. So when they get relisted, let's say they get relisted, it sells in 15 days. Well, that 15 days counts as the days to sell. So if a listing expires after 60 days, or if it gets canceled and relisted at 30 days, then sells 15 days later, that 15 days only counts in this number 57. Now, what I've done, and it's painstaking, but I think it's very important, especially for any of you sellers out there. So the real days to sell is about 100 days right now. So according to all the sales that we had in August, I went through every single listing, see if they were canceled, relisted, expired, relisted, that sort of thing. So I went through all those listings, and the average days to sell right now is sitting at 100. Now, I didn't include the higher end market or the new builds that, they take typically longer to sell because they get listed when they're kind of a wood frame and then they sell when they're built a lot of the time. So I didn't include those in there either. So the number could be slightly higher, but overall we're sitting at an average days on market of 100 days. Now you want to take this into consideration if you are thinking about or you do have your home on the market right now. Because if you lower too soon, you may be losing out on some money. Now, I do fully understand if you do have to lower your price, say because you have an offer in on another place and you just want to sell, that sort of thing. But if you're not in a rush and you haven't found a place yet, and maybe you're only sitting at 30 days on the market or even 60 at this point, you may just want to wait a little bit longer. That right buyer just might come by. All right, now I'm done my rant on days to sell. Let's go on to the list to sale ratio. Now for easy math, if you list your home for $1 million, you and the buyer negotiate $30,000 off that list price. That's your list to sale ratio would be 97 because you sold for 970. Now I have had a few comments in recent videos asking what the original list to sale price ratio is due to all the properties that get relisted and then finally sell. So the original list to sale price ratio, which is actually provided in our stats by the board, this number isn't, I dig all those out, but the original list to sale price ratio is in there and it's sitting at 96%, so about a full percentage point lower than the final list to sale ratio. So if we take my $1 million example, it's about another $10,000. Now on to inventory. Again, the number of listings have absolutely skyrocketed since 2023. We're up 43% since this time last year. And if we take that inventory and divide it by the number of sales that we had in August, that gives us the months of inventory, which has jumped almost a month or over a month and a half since July. So we're sitting at 10.6 months of supply, meaning that if we didn't list anything September 1st, in theory, it would take 10.6 months to sell off all that inventory. Now, just circling back to the beginning of the video where I mentioned that Kelowna was in its own little bubble in terms of home prices, I really do think we are, especially in the single family home category anyway. It's been hovering around $1 million for quite some time now, and I still think that trend will continue. But in terms of condos, I could see those prices coming down, even though they haven't shown any evidence of it yet. But we do have another 2,000 condos hitting the market soon. So if you are interested in the condo market in Kelowna, or you're wondering what $750,000 gets you in Kelowna, check out these videos here.